Viewers, as you know already, you are not lost. You are right on your favorite and best channel, AKUTABIA Show. And today, we will be showing you, or I will be telling you something about the entertainment industry that most of us rarely talks about. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the video directors, the people who normally put spices, who put sugar, salt, pepper, and what again? Can I add Milo self? Okay, Milo, to make sure that the videos that we normally watch behind, the B, I will get what they talk. Those particular people, today we are starting with them. At the car one time, I watched some videos. This example.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right.
Shout out all the champion. Magasio, hey, I must make 'em. I must make 'em. You must make 'em. We must make 'em. I go take your pain to see you smile. You know I can lose my life for you to live. Hey my baby, ask for anything I go do. The last thing way I want to do is share you with nobody. Share you with nobody. I want to share you with nobody. Share you with nobody. Share you.
Abi, you see what I talk you? You see what I talk you? So when I watch these particular videos, I realize some people they do things. So sometimes we will watch some videos and we will only give credit to the artists or those who owe it, but behind the camera we don't always talk about them. So I decided to travel to the northern part of the country to go and see for myself those videos that I watch. And then Charlie, I come Tamale, then I search where I see one production way that they do wonders. And to be frank, they do many things. But I decided to get deeper inside to see what they happen there. So God being so good, I don't go talk much because I have someone with me here, the most awarded and celebrated director in Ghana, but especially the northern part of the country. And I'll be asking him something small and something that will make you happy, something that you will love to hear. So I want you to pay attention wherever that you are. Even if you are in the car, if you are driving, please stop the car for the sake of this particular show. So I present to you someone that I will not mention his name. I know that he will always mention. I was mentioned. I present to you the most awarded, as I said earlier on, someone that I respect a lot. Someone that, in fact, that have done a lot of production, because I decided to search and look for him very well, and I got to realize that. So I wouldn't talk much. I present to you Mr. Joe Gameli. Mr. Joe.
Yes, sir.
Wow, it is a privilege to meet you today.
Sure, the pleasure is mine.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for having me.
Wow, thank you. I am glad. Today we are here. This is AKUTABIA Show, and then I have some particular viewers who also follow this particular industry, but they have less knowledge about what always happens behind the camera.
Yeah.
So as you are here, I know we will learn something small. But before we even go into what we have today, I got here and I realized that the name Joe Gameli has become a household name. And it is very common among the industry players. But as I'm here, I have this particular privilege. I would like to know who is Joe Gameli. Can you tell me something small about you?
Thank you very much, and warm greetings to your viewers.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Gameli is my stage name actually, but Gameli is my first name.
Okay.
My surname is Atta, A-T-T-H, but you can say Atta.
Okay.
So my full name is Joseph Gameli Atta.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm from the Water region. Aha, a music video director.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Joe Gameli. If there is any specific thing you want to know about me, you can bring it up.
Very good, very
Yeah.
good, very good, very good. Yeah, and then I think maybe in the process, if there is something that I want to add. Wow. Okay, I would like to know. So, what inspires you, or what inspired you to go into video directing?
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's basically passion.
Okay.
I grew up loving the creative aspect of the films that we were seeing back in the days.
Okay.
I remember there was this movie, what's the title? Is it Baje or what? I don't know. Like,
Okay.
there's a character in the movie called Baje, but I can't quite recall the title of the movie. I love to watch movies as a boy, as I was growing up, and I also started acting in church and at school. Most of the Southern schools were doing cultural festivals, Children's Week, Youth Week, and all that. So most of the time, I was playing major roles in some of the offstage dramas,
Alright.
and even the theater arts and all that. Yeah. So eventually, when I came to Tamale, I was a warehouse manager for a company called Feist
Oh, okay.
Mercantile Limited. And at a point, I decided to pursue my passion, which is acting.
Okay.
So I started by producing a couple of movies by myself.
Wow.
One of them I wrote a story, the other one a friend of mine wrote a story, which I starred in the movies as one of them as a major character, the other one as a supporting character. I don't know if you can still find some of those movies.
Yeah.
One of them is Influence of Love.
Okay.
I played a major character in that one.
Influence of Love.
Influence of Love.
Okay.
I think it should still be out there on the market or something. And the other one, I think Mr. Sandal. So yeah. And when I attempted producing movies, most of the guys I work with, unfortunately, did not edit my movies.
How?
Yes, I invested so much time and resources, energy into the whole thing. So I decided to learn the creative, how do you call it, the visual storytelling by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the camera editing and all that. So first of all, it was through passion. Then I realized I was being disappointed by my editors.
Yeah.
So I decided to study editing.
Just learn it yourself.
So in the process of learning, I went through a lot of challenges. So when I eventually felt I was there, like I had learned enough to start doing professional jobs, then I decided to just relegate myself to the background and project other people. So I started writing stories featuring other people as main characters. They were acting. I was always playing a crew job. I wasn't doing a cast or acting job again. So eventually, that was what became what we see today as TMP Studios. Like, I just followed my passion, basically doing stuff for free. Then eventually invested in a couple of projects that didn't even come out. Then through that, I decided to challenge myself. And if others can do it for myself, let me do
You
it.
have to do it yourself.
Do it myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so
If others can do it for me, let me do it myself.
it is so inspiring.
So yeah.
Okay, that is okay. Alright, then I would like to know what you're saying, meaning you went through tough time, or let me just say something that actually challenged you to push forward. So how were you able to sail through all these things, and today you are here?
They were really, really tough times for me, you know. I can't talk about everything I went through, but one thing I knew was that I depended on the grace of God, and I was determined. You know, today I see a lot of young people who are trying to learn to become great directors, but they don't put in much.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. I spent days in the studios. I slept in the studios, and there was a washroom, but because it wasn't our facility, I hardly took my bath there, and I could be in the studio for 2 days without a bath because I was learning. And every little money I had, I invested into acquiring more knowledge, to the extent that I was left with only one pair of shoes. They were torn out and I was still wearing them. But I was looking at the bigger picture. I had a goal, like I just wanted to be good at what I was doing. Yeah, so they were really, really tough times, challenging times. And I think I was weighing between 70 to 75 kilos then.
Wow.
Right now I'm like 90 kilos. I'm telling you.
Everybody has come. Okay. All right. In fact, this is a very nice story. Even though we have not yet gotten anywhere, I am learning a lot. And I know very well that my viewers, Charlie, have you guys learned more of it? I did hear for you before. Okay, I would like to know, per what you said, meaning you are not a northerner. So, how has the journey been as a southern director who has found yourself among the northern directors here in terms of competition? Or because when I got here, I decided to ask some few people, and then per what I was hearing, you have gained root in this particular place. So, how did you do it?
Okay, I don't know. A lot of people don't know this about the North. If you are looking for the original African hospitality, the North is the first place to find it in the whole of Africa.
Wow. Northerners.
Yes. So, could you imagine when I was being transferred here? Like I stated earlier on, I was working for an Indian company called Far East Mercantile Limited. I was a warehouse manager, and I was in charge of Tema Bachona branch of the company. I was very small. I went to school very early, graduated, and I had my first job. I was very little when I had a job, and I was a manager. There were people like grown up as men that was under me, and so the company decided I'll work in Tema at the central warehouse. But the manager back then at Tamale had a better offer in a sister company, so he quit the job, and they needed someone to quickly sit in for a while whilst they train another manager to come take over. So there was this guy, I don't remember his tribe, but when they asked him, he was the most qualified amongst the other branch managers who were supposed to come here, but he refused to come to Tamale.
Wow.
And he was like, excuse me, he heard that Tamale people are violent, Tamale is a war-prone zone and all that.
Okay.
You know, I was like, okay. So my director called me and asked me to. He didn't ask if I'll go. He said, Joe, prepare. Monday you are going to Tamale. And I said, yes, boss. That's how I worked. Whenever I worked, I served very well. I worked with Indians, I worked with Portuguese, I worked with Americans, I worked with the British, I worked with, different nationals, Nigerians. I was always in good terms with my bosses. Whatever they asked me, I did it. So when my boss asked me to come to Tamale, I said, yes, boss. The following 2 days, I was already on my way. When I got to Tamale, and I was surprised. I was supposed to spend only 3 months and then come back to the central warehouse. But I ended up spending 8 months.
Wow.
And at that time, I had made friends, gone around town, and I was comfortable in Tamale and I didn't want to go back. So I told my boss that you asked me to stay here for 3 months and you left me for 8 months, and I think I like the place and I wouldn't like to return to the central warehouse.
Yeah.
And he refused. He insisted I should come. I went back to the headquarters, which was at Kaneshi, 13 Dadiban Loop at North Kaneshi in Accra, and we had a meeting and I told them I wasn't coming back to Accra because I love the place. So, talking about Tamale, but I don't know for the youth of today, but if you look at most of the elderly people, they do things for you without even thinking of a reward. They help you. I had people like Mr. Inusa, shout outs to him. My former company was a driver. That man took me like the son. I was very small when I came here. And he showed me the way, he taught me a lot of things. And I mean, kudos to him. And I love the place. So the original African or Ghanaian hospitality, this is where you can find it, in the north. So talking about competition, for me, I don't know how people look at things, but I don't do competition. I don't know. And I'm not actually bothered about what other people are doing or what they are saying about me. I'm just me. Like every day I'm working on becoming better than the older or the previous version of me. And as far as I know, I've been in good terms with all the other industry players. Back in Accra, I've seen something nice. I've seen directors collaborating. Maybe in Tamale, people don't want to collaborate. But I have a couple of directors who love collaboration. They come to my set once in a while. I visit their set also. When they need drone services or other services I can afford or that I have at my disposal, I don't hesitate to render the services to them. Do you get it? So competition, I mean, it keeps you active and helps you to grow. But where people take it personal and it's unhealthy, it is not good. So me, I compete against the older version of myself every day. And I'm not in race or competition with anyone. Like, and I don't want to say where or what I want to do. I have a lot of big things in mind. Yes, so I mean it's funny to be competing.
I got you very well. That is okay. And then I would like to know about your production. What was the mission at the start of it?
Like I said earlier, the mission was to come up with a crew to produce movies for me. And I had a guild, Actors Guild. We're having meetings twice every week. So I invested in movie production and it didn't pay off. But I because it was my passion, decided to pursue it further. Then hence becoming a director. And at a point I realized I needed money to survive. So I wasn't actually doing it for money, but it got to a point that it became a profession. So if that was what was paying my bills and all that, then I needed to charge for it. So for TMP Studios, I even started off doing free jobs for people. And eventually, most of the guys I did free jobs for, fast forward like 3-4 years later, were paying me like 4,000, 5,000 to shoot music videos for them. I mean, and for TMP Film Academy, I also started training people out of love, and I charged nothing for it. I rented my first studio space behind the Ahmadiyya Mosque around adjacent PK Gombela Pharmacy, and it was spacious. So there were guys who came to me, OJ Harrison, manager, our current manager, Labo, Samari, Arafat, T Baba of Studio 23, Imad of Mad Studios, a lot of guys like working with me and training, and I did everything for free. Ramadan, CC, the highest, also was there, quite a lot. Jessica, I think Jessica was even the first. Naima, a lot of people were training, doing camera, editing, makeup and all that. And eventually the place became occupied. We didn't have enough seats for everyone. So I decided to rent a bigger or get a bigger space. Hence moving to where we currently are, which is more spacious. And I thought of it that if people are interested in learning the art, so why don't I just monetize it? Hence TMP Film Academy. So that was what gave birth to TMP Film Academy. Yeah.
Very good, very good, very, very, very interesting. Wow. Hey, I'm sure you are picking something. I told you before, I'm not going to disappoint. All right. Okay. What I would like to know is, if somebody want to know more about TMP, apart from directing or music video production, is there any other aspect that you and your crew you do?
Yeah, of course. Even the name TMP Studios suggests it. Studios, that's a plural. And we are a multimedia production studio. Apart from music videos, we do movies, documentary stories, TV production, training, consultancy, and a whole lot. Graphic design, photography. I mean, like, just as any multimedia studio does. Like we do all. And not forgetting drone services. We render drone services as well. And editing. If maybe you have your projects from elsewhere, you want us to edit for you, we do that as well. Like, I mean, basically everything in multimedia production. Yeah.
So this goes to my viewers. If you want a reliable or a very nice place that you can lodge or you can come to learn this particular skills, do not go and leave TMP. TMP is the right place you're supposed to come. Very good. We have actually learned a lot, and I know my viewers are happy that you are getting this particular inspiration from Mr. Joe Gameli. I would like to, maybe if you can share something small to my viewers, let's say incoming directors, those that are watching, that will be inspired by your message. Maybe you get a word for them.
Okay. I mean, the first thing I tell every director is to be hardworking and dedicated. Commitment also is very important to what you do. You can't get anywhere without some of these ingredients. You need to be hardworking, you need to be committed, you need to be dedicated, diligent. Do you get it? And above all, God-fearing. Right? Because we go and come at the end of the day, without the grace of God, you can be nothing. You can do nothing and you can be nothing. So, first of all, you should be hardworking. Because, like I said earlier on, I've seen a lot of lazy ass upcoming directors. And I don't want to, like, not I'm cursing them, but I don't know, there is no easy way out there. If you really want to get there, you want to get noticed and get the big gigs, you need to work hard. And number two, do yourself, do you, do what works for you. You need to be smart. You can't do everything. You can't be everywhere at the same time. So you need to find a niche. Even when it comes to camera settings, filming also as a whole, you need to know your way around your camera, and you need to study the environment where you shoot. You need to know the temperature in which you are shooting. get your settings to match. And also, as a director, before you even go out, you should know the results you want to achieve. So that will help you to be able to do your settings very well. Then you'll be able to get the right results. Now, a lot of directors or video producers think that color grading is something difficult. It is not easy. It just takes maybe years of practice to be able to master it. But if you can get the right footage on set at the production stage, then you will not have to suffer at post, grading to achieve a result. Like it's like garbage in, garbage out. So just do what works for you. It means that you need to practice a lot, then come to conclusion to what works for you and stick to it. It will help you to get amazing results. Do you get it? So just do you. Don't look at anybody. Get to your corner, practice a lot, and get to know what works for you. And if you want to develop a concept for something, let it come from within. Let it come from inside of you. Like I can read a TOR of an organization. Right now I'm veering more into documentary storytelling, and most of the jobs that have been listed online and I applied for them, I've had 3 out of I think 4 this year. 3 out of 4. Even the other one is just because I wasn't free. If I had time to work on it, I would have gotten it. Yeah. Most of the time what they tell me is that it's as if I was there when they were planning this. Because an organization will not come and write a script for you to produce, but they will give you their terms of reference as to what they are looking at, so that you will develop a concept, an idea, write a script and do the production. And before then, they have to proofread and fine-tune your script before you can work with it. By fine-tuning, there are a couple of technical issues that you might not know about, but generally as a producer or as a consultant, you should know how to come up with compelling scripts, an exhaustive one. So all they need is to maybe spend 30 minutes or an hour to fine-tune what you've done. So the thing is that when it is coming from within, it is always the best. Don't just use your mind to break down and understand. Sometimes I can just play a song and I'll make sure I'm alone. I just close my eyes. By the time I'm done playing the song, I've gotten my concept, and there is no way the artist will go director, are you a wizard? That's exactly what I was thinking about. I always mostly get such comments. That's because I do it from within, with all my heart, passion that became a profession. It just means that I'm doing what I love and I'm getting paid for it. Maybe someone, excuse me, sorry for such people, some might find themselves doing what they don't want to do. Maybe you become a nurse because it's not easy to find a job, and you've gotten admission to the nursing school to study, but maybe you are even allergic to certain things, blood and some things, and you are there, you are suffering. You're just doing it because you don't have much options. But the greatest feeling and the fulfillment in life is doing what you love and getting paid for it.
Doing what you love, getting paid for it. Alright. Okay, there was one particular question that nearly escaped me in the process you mentioned it. Though we are almost getting to the end of the whole show, but
you told me 10 minutes.
Yes, it's 10 minutes.
You said 8 and I even said okay.
Let's say Joe. As of today, my viewers would like to know something. So just let me something.
You never asked the first music video you shoot.
I go there. To make at this point. So I would like to know, after you have been gotten a music video, let's say someone has come up with a music video for you to shoot. How do you always do to get your concept? Because I have watched some of your videos, and in fact it is always mind blowing. How do you do it?
If it's a song, like a music, I get my concept at the first time I just play the song.
Okay.
But mostly it is skeletal in nature. Like you need to put some artistic design around it. So I may plan to or decide to play the song overnight. There are times that you don't even get enough time. Maybe someone comes up with a song, like they record today and they want to drop a video tomorrow. There were a lot of instances like that. I remember when Gadam won his first VGMAs, I think New Artist of the Year. People voted, the fans voted. But I don't know if he was actually expecting to win, because there were a lot of promising acts in that category. I think Kwame Eugene and either Kwame Eugene or I don't know if it was Kiddy.
Yeah.
One of them working promise. Or there were a lot of promising artists who were in that category.
Yeah, I think this guy Patapa.
No, that was later. That was Vodafone most popular song of the year. I'm talking about when he won New Artist of the Year.
Okay.
I was just there and Jamal called me. I think one of the road managers was like, Joe, you know we've won the award and we want to have a grand homecoming. So get your crew together and meet us at the airport. We met them at the airport. We floated to town and we did a float. And I think that same night he went to the studio to record a thank you song.
Wow. And
that same night, or was it the next day, we went to Blue Beat Studios. Back then the studio was around Nyowani Children's Home. We had to do a video, we came out, did other shots, and I edited it overnight.
Wow.
The following day it was out. So some of the music videos don't really have ample time to think and to plan, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be someone who can, like, who is spontaneous with your concept development.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying, that when I listen to a song for the first time, unless of course I'm not listening to the song to like come up with a concept, I have that grace that when I just listen to a song, I just begin to get ideas.
Wow.
Then let me stress a little bit on the spiritual aspect of it. I'm saying this because I go deep, like deep. I don't know how you understand it,
Yeah.
but like I go deep to download most of my
In
ideas.
the form of meditation.
Yes, and sometimes too, you come up with ideas that makes the video a bit more complex. And because when it's complex, you know, mostly your concept determines your locations, your props, budget, and every other thing that goes into the production. So sometimes you might come up with a concept that is too cumbersome for the artist and their management, and their budget will not also be able to kind of meet it. Okay, so but all the same, I mean, I just go into myself and I come up with ideas.
Wow.
By God's grace.
Very great, very great.
Yeah.
This one is just a last question. I have some fans there that are also looking up to you. Let me call them directors. So by all means, they would like to know, can you still remember the first music video that you shot?
Ooh. My first music video will be Chai. I think it was a simple video.
Okay.
Simple. I produced a simple album. Like, I don't know. Or was it Kunkuna Baba? Have you heard of Zoli Kunkuna Baba? Have you ever heard of him? I'm sure your crew.
Yeah,
know him.
by all means. Okay? You don't hear him?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think Zoli Kunkuna Baba and M-Wave,
Okay.
Bitter Flesh, Roxanne Kaya also. It should be
Okay.
doing that because they were the earlier people, and Umar Agenda
Alright.
and JYC Omega. Like, I mean, those are some old names that if you are new to the entertainment
Yeah.
scene here in Tamale, I don't think you know such people.
Yeah.
JYC Omega is one guy I actually I like his music, and he did a song with Umar Agenda. I mean, that was my first green screen production. I kept them on the streets of America. We shot the video with Tamale and believe me, it was one of the nicest videos back then. People really enjoyed it. They said, I don't remember the lines very well.
I'm obsessed with my viewers. Yeah, okay, that is good.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question goes.
You said last.
It's not going to be last. Okay. In terms of estimation, how many artists have you worked with? And then can you mention few of the artists that you have worked with in the industry?
Working with artists, Charlie, how many?
The Chow. See that?
The Chow. Like I've basically pointed my lenses at a lot of people. Some were like music videos, interviews, entertainment shows.
Okay.
So from the north, I mean a whole lot of artists. I can't even mention all their names. I don't want to mention some names.
Yeah, leave some.
And other people, yeah, leave some. I know some of my OGs. Some of my OGs will not be happy if I don't mention their names. So let me take it from Bolga.
Okay.
I think I've worked with Sorebia. I've worked with Sarauta,
Wow.
Number One. I've worked with Biwayne, Boy P. I've worked with, I mean, a whole lot. I can't mention all the names.
I'll get it.
And then in Tamale, I mean, I've worked with basically every artist.
Okay.
Except for a few, yeah, except for a few.
Okay.
A few. When you go to Kumasi and Accra to have worked with quite a number, I've pointed my lenses at Sarkodie, Shatawale, Patapa, this rap legend, what's the name? Obrafo. Medical, my lenses have pointed at medical as well. I mean a whole lot.
You're truly
a whole lot.
Alright.
Black Rasta. Oh, my main man.
Okay,
Oh, bad man, what you doing?
Black Rasta. Alright.
Yeah.
For the sake of time factor, I wouldn't stress you again because when I was coming here, I didn't even know. I just walk in for the sake of my viewers.
You don't give me water, so.
I will give you water. Viewers, after here, I know we will come together and give Mr. Joe something. You know, I've done a great work for you. So, we'll be ending the whole thing right away. And then it is a great privilege to meet Mr. Joe. In fact, I have learned a lot. And I know you have also learned a lot. And those incoming directors, meaning the journey is not easy. The journey is not easy. If you really heard all that Mr. Joe said, meaning he did not take it easy. So you have to keep on pushing until you get there. So, AKUTABIA Show, as usual, I promise never to disappoint. You are going to be hearing this, and it's not only going to be this content, but different. We will touch here, touch all corners of Ghana for you to get good information from us.
You like touching?
Yes, not that I can touch him.
What kind of touching do you think I'm talking about? Hey.
Okay. Mr. Joe is thinking the other way, but not I can touch him. So I'll be leaving you here, and then expect the best from AKUTABIA Show. So till we meet again, I wish you all the best. Drive safe, walk safe, eat safe, be safe. I love you all. Bye bye.